Hello folks, today I have a rather special um, video for you, in that it's not going to be a PvP match of mine. Instead it's going to be analyzing and the breakdown of a bit of two different matches, and showing you what the strategy of jading on a life is, and how to spot if your opponent is jading or not. Now, for the ones of you who may not know, as I had the same problem when I first started PvP, jading is healing for the sole purpose of healing. The goal is to run out your opponent of cards before they can kill you, and not actually defeat your opponent in any ways other than a deck out. So, for other games, it would be something more like mill slash a life game strategy. So we're going to be using two matches from two popular streamers. One of them is in fact a Jade, and the other one is a life that was just healing for the sake of healing. I will tell you which one is which at the end of the video, but until then, please enjoy. So, this is the first match. It is Sauce's I got reported for this match. In this match, he was reported for such and such jading. I have gotten permission from the Awesome the Sauce to use this match as an example, and so I will be showing it. Now, I have jumped to the first point of him such and such jading or healing. Now, he is at 14,208 HP, and has 6 traps on him. He has both counters in hand, but as he will explain here on his own, he does choose to use one over the other. He is just cast Dark Surge, and you'll see how this goes down.
Absolutely needed, right? I have an open centaur that I could do, but it doesn't remove every trap. That being said, the OT is going to do that for us, so I don't know if it matters. Maybe we're just better off. What is that? Is that a bubble? I feel like it has to be. No, okay. I mean, you could double remove that whenever, right? I think get rid of that. I kind of want to get an ice pit and let... Actually, you know what? I'm just going to do this, bro. I know it seems a little weird, but I feel like just get rid of the traps. We're going to use these blades for something. I don't know what it's going to be, but I feel like we're just going to we're just going to do the highest value move. I think that's all I can do. I don't know if that's smart, if I'm being honest, but that's the only way to remove all the traps, and they could do a base gen, it would be kind of bad. So now I'm healing off everything, essentially, right? That's kind of where we need to be, and then we need to double remove the blade.
So, as you have heard, he just said, it was the max value move that he could do. It was the best move. He got blades, a thing that his school can use for additional damage. For the traps, he made a base gen a bad move now, and is healing off any and all damage that the dots are going to do, or his opponent in this match could do. That is why, even though he's at 14,000 HP, his move was not jading. It was a actual tactically planned move. If he had just clicked this move to heal, that would have been a different story. Now, on to the next one. So, this is the next heal and jade section of Sauce's game. Here he is at 1,388 health. he is either going to die to the dots on him in 2 rounds, or is going to heal the damage off. Now, he cannot kill his opponent this round. There is no way for him to do 4,000 damage this turn. His best move here is to keep himself alive, and that is what he does. And I will play the clip for you.
Kill me, then maybe we're good. So what, I literally have to do that? That is obscene, but yeah, I mean, it's all I got. That's like the only way. Then I have to shield out of it. That's the only way that I stay in. Because I think otherwise I just die. I might still be dead through a shield by the time the heals even happen. That's the worst part about this. Can I crit? Okay. This is the only way to undo what just happened, but that's not going to keep up with a base gen even, right? So what, we have to ideally...
So that was the second heal. I did forget that the dots just left there, but just ignore that. The fact is that the heal was to save him. Basically, any hit here from his opponent could easily kill. He has the pips to do it with a drop bear. I've done it many a time myself. He has to play he don't got it and that he can get those heals off. Otherwise, he is just going to lose. So we will go to the next heal.
It's the only way for me to stay in, right? I have to get rid of the drop bear. I have to hope they don't kill me. I might have to Dark Surge into another Twiret if I get Barbarian. But they don't have any buffs, so I have to hope that that's, you know. I think I would have liked a Wings of Fate right here. I think that would have been a much better move than this, but this is all I have, right? Maybe I discarded too hard for the blade and trap counters. That's the only way to make that dot bad, right? So now we're getting up there, but I'm basically dead.
So that was the third heal, and again, it was the best and most advantageous moves to Sauce actually finishing the game. He's not intentionally trying to deck out his opponent or anything. It's just the most advantageous move. So, on to the fourth heal. And the main reason that I believe, and it is also a damaging heal. So, it's the Wings of Fate. He is again at only 3,000 HP. It is the best move to try to finish off the 4,000 HP of his opponent through the shields, because it does set up dots, another thing that the Life School can leverage. So here's the clip.
Is that, maybe that's the plan? Maybe. I'm hoping that I think you have to get rid of that. This is your only good move, right? You have to do that. I'm not even sure I'm dead by the time they Dark Surge and I get a tick. And by the way, this is a really good move here, right? Like, it's healing me every turn. The dots are really good. It's a Centaur Blade still. So I guess maybe there's something there. That's like all I can hope for. And then I might have to just Dark Surge and play for something to kill with. That's like what I was hoping for pretty much the whole time. I think this was better than the Twiret when I did it. And the Twiret helped us. So I don't know, maybe. I'm hoping that
So, as he said, he did have a double buff. A triple buff one there with the aura, not the aura, the bubble. He had a Centaur Blade, and he had a Rebirth Blade. And those mean that the damage that he has on his opponent is large and is amount that he is hoping to kill. Now, Sauce does go on to end this match without jading, meaning he does not spam heals for the sole sake of running out of his opponent. He had a low amount of cards in his hand and in his deck left over, while his opponent did as well. His opponent also deemed it unnecessary to carry healing countering moves. And so when Sauce used the best strategy against him to stay alive and to keep himself out of the range of a kill shot that his opponent did in fact actually have several of and just didn't send, this is not jading. It is not an attempt to run out his opponent of cards. He is trying to kill without dying, otherwise known as the purpose of the game. So this is not a Jade match. This is just a life healing for value without jading. Not once in this match did he use a card like Gnomes. He did not use a reshuffle. This was solely with a singular set of cards. Now, on the contrary to that previous match, I'm going to show you a actual Jade in action and what it looks like. Now, unfortunately, I cannot play clips such as I did in the first match, as I am a family-friendly channel and would like to stay that way, and the person whose video this is curses way too much for me to be comfortable doing that. So I will just jump to each heal, and I will count how many total heals he has done in the game. As for what the random black box is, his chat was saying racial slurs, and I'm not happy posting those as well. So, yeah, and let's get to the first heal. Here's his first heal. He's at 13,000 HP. He is sending a rebirth. There are no traps on him. The sole purpose of sending this hit is to heal. There is no purpose beyond spamming the heal. And yeah. So on to heal number 2. So here is heal number 2. Is the very next turn. He's going to send a gnomes. If you don't know what this does, it doubles your heals for a max of 3. So if you have 3 heals on you, you get 3 more. He's doing this at 1200 HP. He just sent a rebirth. Hasn't even let it run out. It's not like he took 18 bajillion damage. He's just sending the gnomes for the sake of sending the gnomes. So, on to number 3. Now, at this point, our Jade is going to send another gnomes. He currently has a few heals. He's going to double them again. Again, he's at 13,000 HP. He hasn't gone under 12,000 HP almost at all. There is no point to send this. There is no point to heal. He's not dealing damage with it. He's not trying to. He has a 60 weakness. The whole purpose of sending this is because it heals. Now, while this isn't a heal, I do want to point this out. And while I do understand that it is probably not the best move to do right at this moment, if you were trying to use your heals for damage to finish the game in a way that is not jading, keeping the Scion and playing for that time that you can Scion out of a heal is probably the best way to do that. Our Jade here does decide to straight up discard this for what I can see is no real reason if he's trying to use anything for damage, but as they have expressly said in this match, their goal is to run out their opponent of cards, not hit. Here, our Jade has decided to send a Goat Monk. It clears the weakness on him, yes, and it deals a bit of damage, but it also heals for a very large amount, and he has a Gnomes and an additional Goat Monk out of it. Again, it is just healing to heal. It's not doing much else. So here we have another heal. Again, it is just a Goat Monk. It's dealing more damage this time than it did last time. But again, it is just a heal. They're a little over 12,000 HP. Their opponent is a little over 10,000 HP, and as of this time, the match has almost been going on for 20 minutes. It's quite obvious what our Jader is trying to do is not win through damage, it's win through not letting the other person kill. This is, at least as far as I could tell, the lowest our Jade has been so far at 11,000. And so his decision is to send a Pixie. Pixie has absolutely no secondary effect other than heal. It is a burst heal into 2 heal over times. And one of the big things about this is he can gnomes out of it. So it's just going to be 4 heals after 2. So again, there's no point in this specific thing other than to heal. So here, our wonderful Jade has decided that after bracing once and falling down to 11,077, that a gnomes is the best bet so that they have more healing. Also, if you look at their hands, their only damaging card is gnomes. Everything else is just healing. They're not trying to deal damage. It's quite obvious at this point. The whole purpose is healing. Also, if you didn't know, this empowerment gnomes that they have here is a strategy because they can empower themselves and then get pips for gnomesing. It's dastardly, it's evil. Do not do it. So, here our wonderful Jade has decided that Regenerate is the next best move now that he's back up to 11,356 HP. Regenerate is another one of those spells that has no secondary effect other than healing. It's a burst heal into a double heal OT. And if there's no good reason to do this, other than getting healers. He's not dealing damage. Again, there are no cards in his hand that deal damage. He is just trying to heal. Very next turn after the regenerates, our valiant Jade has decided to send a gnomes to double up the currently 3 heals that they have on them. So here's our next one, Hungry Caterpillar. Now, this does not deal anywhere near enough damage to have it actually matter for the damage. His opponent is at 10,000 life, but his opponent now has a yellow timer, meaning in a few minutes, he's going to automatically lose. Nothing that they can do about it. Our buddy over here is at 13,000 HP. Our Jade, is not losing this because there's not enough damage that the opponent can do in the amount of time necessary to kill. And our Jade is borderline speed clicking so that his timer is spending the least amount of time ticking down. This means that our unfortunate person who has to deal with the Jade is going to lose the match through no fault of his own, while our Jade will win. Also, just as a quick side note, if our Jade P-serves this, he could easily do a Gnomes directly out of it. And so, let's find out. So, our opponent has reached the red timer, meaning they're almost out of time. They have taken about 1,000 damage from their last caterpillar, but our friend here, who took a little bit of damage from their last move, is sending another caterpillar because their heals were countered. And so they need them again. So, let us see how this continues. Next heal, again, 11,000 HP, 7,000 HP. This isn't killing before the timer runs out. It doesn't basically matter at this point. The unfortunate opponent of this Jade has lost. Gnomes, again, it's been about a full hour of straight healing. And here's the result of the match. Nobody won, but the opponent did in fact lose rank. This is the result of jading. Jading draws games, it doesn't win them. While non-jaders, in fact, win matches through damage. If a person heals against you, that does not mean it is a Jade. If that person is using those heals to either stay alive or as conditional damage for things like Scion, that is them trying to win the game through damage, not heals. If they are sending things such as Pigsy, Regenerate, Gnomes, if they are reshuffling after healing and not damaging, that is a Jade. If they don't drop below about 11,000, 10,000 HP, they have the max possible HP for a life. That is what a Jade is, what a Jade does. If they're not jading, you will see them hit and deal damage and win the match through actual means. If you found this informative, please leave a like and subscribe. Timestamps for and links to both videos that I used will be in the description, and timestamps of all of the heals will also be in the description. If you would like to take a look for it yourself, I am a big spreader of self-research. If you think something is wrong, if you don't think that is right, look into it, verify it for yourself. Don't just take somebody on YouTube's words for it. So, I will thank you all for coming, and I hope to see you around. Bye.